You've probably seen a lot of videos about productivity hacks, systems, and methods, and maybe you've tried a few and nothing's really worked for you. Well, I've been trying something new that I developed myself, and it's very, very simple. So if you feel like giving something else one more shot, stay with me. Hello, Mindful Explorers, and welcome back to Mindful Way to Be. My name's Chris, a registered therapist. So I often find myself stuck in this trap of setting to-do lists and then trying to do what's on the list, but finding out that I didn't really feel like doing it in the first place. So I end up getting caught in a cycle of procrastination and feeling guilty that I'm not doing the task that I'm meant to be doing. Then I end up wasting a lot of time essentially doing nothing, looking at YouTube videos, getting distracted, thinking of other things that need to be done. So before I delve into what I've come up with, I'm first going to talk about the problems with traditional methods and systems. There is a lot of content out there on YouTube about productivity. There are suggestions about routines, to-do lists, setting timers, getting up really early, having a different mindset, considering discipline versus motivation. And whilst I'm not saying these things are bad, I just find that they don't work for me, and perhaps they don't work for you either. The problem I find with a lot of these suggestions is they're not always realistic about you as a human being. We tend to live very busy, chaotic lives with things going on all the time. So when you have ideas about just get up at 5 a.m. every morning, have they considered that you may be a parent and you've got no sleep through the night? Or maybe you're just really stressed about work and other things going on. And even if you did get up at 5 a.m., you're probably not going to be feeling very productive because we all know that sleep is a very important driving factor in our motivation. I find similar issues with methods about tricking the brain and trying to get yourself in a state of flow when you might not actually be feeling like it. Ultimately, we're not robots. We can't always set ourselves a rigid routine and stick to it because life is very unpredictable and our mood, energy, and feelings fluctuate all the time. And if you set to-do lists, it can just be a long list of very boring tasks that are not inspiring at all. You can also download apps that restrict websites or other apps on your phone or computer. And these are handy, but again, it doesn't really stop you from being distracted with things around the room, around the house, or wherever you are. And although these tools are helpful, for me personally, it doesn't fully work. And as I said earlier, what normally happens to me is I'll choose something on my to-do list, I'll try and do the task, and then I'll be really bored or fed up with doing the task. So I'll procrastinate or distract myself or do something else. And then I beat myself up or feel guilty about not being able to stick to the initial task that I chose for myself. So I asked myself, what am I missing in trying to be more productive? And the most obvious answer staring at me in the face is, I'm not choosing to do what I feel like in that moment. And if I don't feel like doing something, I'm probably going to resist it or procrastinate or distract myself. So what I've started to do is guide my day according to how I feel. And so far it's working out really well. So I asked myself 4 very simple questions, and I'm going to go through them one by one using answers I wrote today. So question number 1 is, how do I feel right now? Today, I answered this with tired and frustrated. I didn't have a good sleep last night. I probably slept 4 or 5 hours, and I also overslept. So I started the day quite slowly and late, feeling annoyed I didn't sleep well and frustrated that I wasn't energetic or in a great mindset. So by asking this question, I was gaining self-awareness about how I feel, what kind of mind state I'm in, preparing me to think, what could I do today? And hopefully it will do the same for you, because quite often we just go through our day following to-do lists without even thinking, do I feel like doing this right now? Can I do this right now? And if I do it, am I just going to waste a lot of time going in circles because I'm not in the right mindset for it? The second question I asked myself is, what is my energy level out of 10? So very simply, I rate how energetic I'm feeling from 0 to 10. My answer today was 6 because, as I said, I didn't have a great sleep. So I wasn't feeling very energetic or motivated. The third question I asked myself is, what do I feel like doing? This allows yourself to give an honest and upfront answer. What do you feel like doing right now? And it could be nothing, which was what my answer was today. I was feeling tired and frustrated, my energy level was 6, and to be honest, I felt like doing absolutely nothing. And the next question helps us to refine this into a proper answer, giving us an actual thing to do. And that final 4th question is, what would feel satisfying or gentle? So why those 2 words? Well, they take into consideration what you would feel good about doing and self-care. So satisfaction is a very powerful word. If we achieve something, we're satisfied, we feel good about ourselves. And the word gentle takes into consideration our feelings, our mood, and our state of mind. So my answer to the question, what would feel satisfying or gentle, this morning was playing guitar. So although I initially said I feel like doing nothing, the fourth question helped me to refine it. Because in that moment, I couldn't face being productive, recording this video, doing any editing or work on my website. I just wanted to kind of switch off and relax. So I played guitar, and I did so for about 20 minutes. And after that time, I started to feel better. And then I was in the right mindset to do something related to building my YouTube channel and podcast. So the idea behind these questions is to guide you to do something depending on how you're feeling. And you might be thinking, Chris, aren't these questions going to make me really lazy and unproductive? Because I might answer the last question with taking a nap. Well, let me tell you, I did that the other day. That was my answer, take a nap. And that was the right thing to do in that moment. And after taking the nap, I went through the questions again, and then it led me to a new task. And then after that, I asked the questions again. So the point is, you don't just use these questions once, you do them to move on to the next thing. And you'll find that once you're compassionate and gentle with yourself, that will naturally lead on to more difficult tasks that you may consider productive. And the reason I'm giving you air quotes is because for me, playing guitar was productive. Having a nap was also productive because it shifted my mindset and led me to do something more challenging and difficult afterwards. And it's important to take care of yourself and not feel guilty about it. It's actually really important to do that so you will feel energized to do the things you really want to do. But hey, don't take my word for it. Try this technique yourself. It may not work for you, it may not gel with you. I'm just putting it out there because I found it helpful and it kind of deviates from other methods I've tried in the past. So let me summarize. Whilst there are a lot of different productivity methods, techniques, tools, and so on, I have found that they don't normally take into consideration how you actually feel in that moment. But asking the questions, how do I feel right now? What is my energy level? What do I feel like doing? And what would feel satisfying or gentle really help to guide us depending on what we're feeling in that moment. By using these questions as a guide, it should hopefully steer you in the right direction. And even if your answer is having a nap, reading a book, going for a walk, these are not things to feel guilty about. They're really important because it means you're taking care of yourself. And ultimately, that will help you to be more productive. I hope you find this video helpful. My name is Chris, and this channel is all about self-development, gaining self-awareness, and I also cover topics about mental health and psychology. Each week, I give you new insights to help you develop as a person, understand yourself, the world, and others more clearly. If that sounds like content you're interested in, please consider subscribing, and that also helps my channel to grow. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you on the next video.